Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I am Armani and I will be sharing an introduction to cognitive decline. So, cognitive decline, to first understand, there are several different stages and also different types. So, it is important for us to know the definitions, okay, the difference between them. So, first is cognitive decline. Now, cognitive decline is actually a natural aging process whereby as we grow older, we notice that some of our cognitive skills, cognitive ability will also deteriorate. For example, like maybe your memory capability as you are at 25 years old, and when you grow older, maybe at 30 or 40, slowly your memory capability will dip down. Yeah, but this is a natural aging process, and the cognitive decline is slowly reducing, yeah, but still it is important to note that when that if you are facing cognitive decline, your interactions, your day-to-day interactions are still you are able to function normally, no problem, yeah. However, now when we move on to a little bit higher stage or more severe, then cognitive decline is when you come into a situation of mild cognitive impairment or MCI. Now, MCI is a condition where the difference now in the cognitive skills is more noticeable. So the decline is more noticeable, where if you compare to your peers, maybe you can see a difference. Yeah. For example, like when you're doing your work and then you notice that your peers are a lot faster. They can remember a lot of information. However, for yourself, when you're trying to do your work, somehow you notice that my memory is, is something is lacking there, or my speed when it comes to performing or trying to produce some task is also slower. So there is a possibility that there will be an impact to your day-to-day interactions, but not as much. You still can function, but you may need some assistance, okay, some prevention or intervention, yeah, for to cope with your day-to-day interactions better. Now, when we move on to a more clinical stage, more severe stage of cognitive decline is dementia. Dementia is a general term whereby there is a decline in the mental function that is severe enough, that's the keyword, that will interfere with your daily living. An example like memory loss, I just use memory loss as an example, that the person will be cooking, but the next minute they forget that they are cooking. And as you know, that example itself can be dangerous, because if you forget that you're cooking, your stove is on, you may cause a fire, right? So this is the important that to know the terms, okay, and also the situation that the person is in, because if they are in this kind of situation, for example like dementia, of course intervention and assistance definitely is needed to help them cope with their day-to-day interactions. Now, let's learn a little bit regarding on the prevalence of cognitive declines, MCI, and dementia as well. According to the American Academy of Neurology, of people aged 65 and older who have MCI, so they have already been diagnosed with MCI, in the first year, they also will move on and being diagnosed as dementia. At the second year, 50% of those who have already been diagnosed with MCI progressed into dementia. Lastly, third year itself, 20% will be diagnosed with dementia. So we will wonder, okay, when will be the age range that maybe a person may face MCI, not just cognitive decline but move on to MCI, is that 65 and above, 8% notice that there will be MCI 65 to 69. However, in those in the range of 75 to 79, 15%, 80 to 84, 25%, and a higher chance of getting diagnosed with MCI of 37% when the person is 85 years and older. So these statistics will allow us to understand a little bit regarding the prevalence of this kind of cognitive decline, but also to one note I would like to share It's important to also understand that an individual will differ from one and another, even though they may be at the same age. Their cognitive profile will be different. Hence, those experiencing cognitive decline, MCI or dementia, even may also differ. So, how to know this? How to be aware is noticing the signs. Yeah. So, what are the signs or symptoms of cognitive decline, MCI or dementia? Now, the common signs will be memory loss. Across these stages, memory loss is often the most common signs. Yeah. So, for example, like forgetting names, forgetting where you place your keys, forget conversation or events that will happen the next few days. Yeah, maybe your friend tells you that I'm going to get married next week, next Monday, but yes, you remembered for a bit, and then you try to put it down into your phone. And after a while, you forget that you have an event, or you even save that event in your phone calendar. Yeah, so this is an example of memory loss. Next is language problems. Now, language problems, it comes when trying to articulate, trying to find words. So, for example, like trying to explain a story maybe, but it's difficult to articulate the actual word that the person wants to say. So, for example, like trying to say, I want to go to the grocery. I want to go to the grocery to maybe get some items. But somewhere in the sentence, they find difficult to retrieve the name of the item they want to get. Yeah, take some time. Next is attention, loss of focus or easily distracted. The person will find it very difficult to pay attention to a single task and may get distracted and dwell into other tasks instead of that initial task that they are performing. So next would be making decisions, reasoning, judgment also may be impaired, or even planning. For example, like I have medications. Which medication should I take first? Should I go for the one before breakfast? Should I eat first and only I take the medicine, or should I take the medicine first? This kind of planning may be impaired as well. So now we know the signs. What are the steps, the prevention steps, right, to ensure that we can reduce these signs? According to experts, they shared that this prevention step is good for you already, for your mental health and also for your physical health. It's good for you when you engage with these prevention steps. However, it's also important to note that because of the lack of current studies, it is still inconclusive that it will prevent this situation. So far, they also shared that it may not prevent, but it may slow down the signs, or it may help cope with these symptoms. Yeah. So first is maintaining a good physical health. So from your blood pressure to your blood glucose level, make sure that they are at the appropriate level, especially cholesterol as well, and also trying to avoid habits that will endanger your physical health, for example, like smoking or too excessive drinking. Healthy diet as well, appropriate weight, sleep. These are the usual, I would say, advice to ensure that you have a good physical health. It's important as well when it comes to trying to reduce the steps or the signs of the cognitive decline. Next will be social and mental engagement. Yeah. So one of the activity will be engaging in social activities such as like social groups, hobby groups, interacting with people, go out, talk to people. These activities, it may be, sort of like a normal thing to us, but this is actually engaging in social activities is something to not take for granted for, because when you are doing so, your brain is always being activated, it's always being engaged when you are involved in conversations, trying to give ideas, share stories, share interests. Your brain will be engaged. Yeah. Next is reduce stress. Now, maintaining your stress level at the appropriate stage as well is very important, as more stress, will definitely affect your mental well-being. Last but not least, experts also shared that exercise the brain through cognitive training or activities will help bolster your cognitive skills. So of course, when your cognitive skills is being strengthened, then it may combat or even prolong your cognitive skills and help reduce the declining process. Yeah. So now just to conclude, cognitive decline definitely can happen to all of us as we grow up, and it will develop into MCI or dementia. It is important to take note for the signs and also to engage in prevention steps to strengthen your overall cognitive well-being, so that we can try to reduce this decline. Now you can also contact us and find out more regarding the kind of cognitive training programs My Brain Lab offer, as we are also specialized with one-to-one personalized brain training. That is all from me, and thank you so much for your time to listen to me to what I shared regarding cognitive decline. And these are the sources. Also, please feel free to look deeper into these sources if you want to understand more on this cognitive decline. Thank you so much. You all, everyone, have a good day.